YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Dante134 here, back with another commentary, pretty much. This is a preview to the Stinger offense that I'm putting out now. What you're gonna be looking at in this video is the depth chart setup for this offense, and also I'm gonna be giving you the three things that you'll be able to accomplish by using this offense. So let's get started. And the in terms of the quarterback position, it doesn't really matter who you put there. The way this game is set up, you can pretty much throw dots with anybody. If you can throw dots with Tony Romo, you can pretty much throw dots with anybody in this game. So yeah, that's pretty much how it goes in this game. Now we're gonna move along to the running back position, and really you want to have your fastest running back at that position, unless you're using a stud like Frank Gore or of course Marshawn or even DeMarco Murray. Guys like that you pretty much want to start. But the Giants are different because they don't just have a stud. They have a guy that can pretty much score whenever he hits the hole. A guy like David Wilson, because of his speed, he's a threat to take any run to the house. And a threat like that pretty much opens up everything in the offense. Play action passing, deep passes, you name it. It starts with David Wilson. But Andre Brown is he's second to our David Wilson just because of the speed factor, but he's pretty decent as well. He just got signed by the Houston Texans. They picked up a pretty good player. He's coming out with 88 speed, which is decent for his weight, and then he has 89 carrying and 89 trucking, and that makes him hard to guard, pretty much because he's fast and he can hold on to the ball. So he's good for our 2nd and 8s, 1st and 10s. Just in case if David Wilson gets tired, we can always put Andre Brown in. I like the two backs, two back rushing attack, where you have a fast running back and then you have a hard hitting running back to kind of soften the defense. Brandon Jacobs and Peyton Hillis, these are our 3rd and shorts, 4th and shorts type of guys. These are our guys that whenever we need a first down, whenever we need a guy to fall forward and get the first down, we pretty much rely on these guys. Moving along, fullbacks, we don't really need a fullback in this offense just because we're running out of two sets of formations that don't really use a fullback. We're running out of single back and shotgun, so you don't really need a fullback for this offense. And wide receiver, most important, just because this offense is a passing offense. We're opening up with the run, but it is a passing offense at the end of the day. And the stats we're going to be looking at are height, the catching rating, and catching traffic. And Akeem Nicks, he's going to be our starter, number 1 string, just because 6'1", 84 catching, and 91 catching traffic. That's just something you just don't sneeze at and you just dismiss. Ruben Randall, same thing, 82 catching, 86 catching traffic, 1 and 2. And in terms of our slot receiver, this is actually the most important receiver in this offense because he's pretty much our playmaker. The guy that we're looking to get the ball to in space. The guy that can make things happen out of nothing. And Victor Cruz is one of those guys in the NFL. Pretty much, just he's like a Deshaun Jackson. And he's the Deshaun Jackson for this offense, the Giants offense. So that's why we put him in the slot. And in terms of the 4 and 5 receivers, we pretty much put the fastest remaining receivers at those positions. And the only reason why Jernigan is starting over Murphy is because of his catching traffic and catching rating in general, just because it's just higher than Murphy. I trust Jernigan more than Louis Murphy Jr. Um, moving along to tight ends. Now the Giants, they don't have a stud tight end like they don't have a Vernon Davis, they don't have an Antonio Gates, they don't have a Tony Gonzalez or Jordan Cameron. But Brandon Myers is decent, 74 speed. But the only reason why he's starting for me pretty much is because of his 94 catch in traffic, which is suspect to me because whenever I throw the ball to him in the middle of the field, he drops the ball. So I'm gonna need an explanation from EA in terms of this 94 catch in traffic. But the other tight ends, I mean, it doesn't really matter who you put in there as long as you have three that can catch the ball, because we're gonna be coming out in certain formations where we have three tight ends, and we're gonna have a pass play or two that we're gonna need them to catch the ball. The offensive line, it doesn't really matter who you put. I mean, block shed still works the same. It doesn't matter. I mean, even if you're using a team like the Niners, at some point you're gonna get block shed, and it's gonna make it tougher to run the ball at certain times in the game, and you're gonna have to adjust. And with this offense, you can't adjust. Now, the three things that you will be able to accomplish with this offense: number one, you will be able to control the pace of the game, and that's very important. Whether your opponent is clocking or your opponent is pushing the pace and running down the field quickly on you, you'll be able to control the momentum, control the pace. Now, this offense does not control fumbles. Those things just happen. But what you can do with this offense, you can put up a lot of points. Now, the second thing you can do with this offense is you'll be able to confuse your opponent on any given down. The hardest offenses to stop, especially in Madden, is the offense that comes out in the same formation but runs different plays out of it, because you never know what play they're running, you never know where they're going to with the ball, and it's pretty much tough to stop, and it's tough to key in on one receiver. The last thing you be able to do is stay in the game, force your opponent to make a mistake, and that's all you're doing that just by putting up points. Now, let's face it, when you're online, you're gonna meet a guy or two that you just can't stop defensively. Whatever you do, you put up corners and zones, or whatever you do, you blitz, you play coverage, you're just not gonna be able to stop everybody in the game. So at some point, your offense is gonna have to carry you. This offense can do that. And generally speaking, if you are able to keep up with your opponent in terms of scoring, it forces them to make a mistake. Well, it doesn't force them, but it puts them in a position where a mistake could happen, rather than less than likely that it will happen. So yeah, force them to just keep making plays and push the pace and actually score. And sometimes it's actually hard to do that for a full game. And that's the depth chart set up for the Stinger offense. The first two formations we're going to be looking at is the single back jumbo and the split giant. The split giant is the split formation exclusive to the Giants. Now, there are other split formations in the game. For instance, the split Patriot out of the Patriots offense, and the split jet. There's a reason why we're going to be using the split giant, and I'll show you in that video. But stay tuned, and peace.